let's do that.
It shows record.
Okay. And then looking at my participants, I've got Kim, Julie, Yasa, Chris, and Julie. 2 Julies.
Hey.
Okay. All righty. So welcome. Hi, ladies. I'm glad y'all are here. Got the mat, of course. Yay, I have a yoga mat. Thumbs up on that. Couple of blocks. Let's see. Let's use our blocks this morning to start with a heart opener. Okay, now if you don't have blocks and you have a blanket instead, you could use a blanket to take it a longer way and then fold it over a couple of times. So it makes a long fold that can go under your back. So you could do it this way and lie down on it. Okay, if you have your blocks though, try one block down and the second block maybe on its medium height, about a palm's distance in between the blocks here. And you'll lean back and put your shoulder blades on the block, lean back and put that second block under the back of your head. And just make sure that you're feeling comfortable on top. Hi, Chuck. Oh my goodness. Oh, this feels so good. So open up the arms wide. Our legs are going to be up to you. I'm going to keep my knees bent for now because it's going to help my low back to have a little less stress and pull on it. Couple things you could do though, soles of the feet together, legs extended out, or like I'm going to do with the knees bent here. And just settle your body into this for several rounds of breath. I'm actually going to get myself up from here. So lying back on your blocks or on your blanket this morning. And soften up the face. Soften the jaw. Let the breath begin to come in smoother and deeper, expanding the space of your chest and your ribs, maybe even your belly. And as you're positioned up on those blocks or your blanket, just feeling that extra space that you can expand into with your breath, with your awareness. Again, the tongue and the jaw are soft. Hey, Chuck, can you come down here, Chuck? I may have to go get my dog. I did not close the gate for the uppers to go upstairs, and Chuck is going to be naughty. He'll be in the cat box. So I'm going to run grab him and get him downstairs. I want you to lie here and breathe and open up the heart space. And as you're breathing, give some thought to all sides of the heart. So it's easy to feel how the front of the heart lifts and opens as we breathe, but I want you to feel the back of the heart, the sides, even like the top and the bottom of the heart. So it's very three-dimensional. And as you breathe, you're massaging the heart space, massaging the heart. Focusing in on your breathing rhythm. If you want to change the legs at any time, of course you can do that. We'll take a few more moments here. she goes. Yeah, good. Listen. Come on. Good boy, come on. Hey, I've got Chuck. See if you're ready to sweep your arms back a little bit more. You can let them reach back, kind of in a V shape, or maybe cross at your forearms, grabbing toward your opposite elbows, letting your forearms rest on your forehead, or even the arms back over the head. See how that feels to open up the shoulder sockets a little bit more. That's a bit intense for me, so I'm going to change my position of my arms back out to the sides here. And just the last couple of breaths, breathing around all sides of the heart here. So when you feel ready to release out of this heart opening, I want you to go very just carefully and gently. So you want to start to roll yourself over to one side where you can push up away from the floor and then move your blocks out of the way. Oh, excuse me. And then come back down on your back again. And let's pull the knees into the chest here. Pull the knees in. Do a little bit of rocking. Let's rock the whole body to the left. Let your head go to the left with you, and to the right. Let your head go with you. Rocking and massaging. And then ease your way back into the center. Drop your left foot down. Cross your right ankle in front of the left thigh. Let's take the right hand and push the right thigh a bit away from you, so you feel like you're moving the femur head down and out of the socket slightly to create some space. Good job. And you could, of course, stay like this, or think about bringing the legs into you, threading the hands around the back of your left leg, and bring this in nice and close to stretch and open out through your right hip. You could also add a little bit of rocking here to check out different areas of the outer right hip, where that resistance might be for you. So find a place where you want to hang out for a few rounds of breath and really focus on smooth, deep breaths. And again, that idea of massaging around the heart space. Hi, John. You good, buddy? There's your bone. You're such a good boy. Chuck is a good boy. And now let's stretch the left leg up toward the ceiling here. Do a little bit of pointing and flexing with that left foot. And then circle the left ankle, circle the foot around at the ankle and around in the other direction. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, let your hands float away from the back of that left leg. And then look at your legs a little bit. See that they're almost like a tree pose here. So we have that right leg in external rotation with the bent knee, and the left leg is long and straight. Reach your arms up toward the sky here as well. And then take your arms back over the top of your head. And think about taking your legs to the ground here. Go slowly. Reach out through your left heel. Keep the legs in this figure 4 sort of tree pose position as you can. Float everything down to the floor. Keep breathing and stretching. Now arms come down by the sides, a little bit out away from the body. Let your right knee start to come up toward the ceiling and then over toward the left. So it's going to actually come into a bit of a twist here. Opening up through your low back, your mid back. Let your head turn to the right. And then let's roll ourselves into the center again. Both knees bend. Stretch both arms back over the top of your head. And then exhale the arms down by the sides. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, arms back. Exhale, flatten your back to the ground. Push the navel toward the spine. One more, arch your back as you reach back, breathing. And exhale, arms down, navel toward the spine. Good, now let's just rest here for a moment. And we'll pull our left knee in and cross the left ankle in front of the right thigh. Take your left hand, push the left femur toward the end of your mat, toward the foot end. So it feels like you could take that femur head and just sort of push it a little bit forward and out of the hip socket to make some space in that joint. Finding your breath. Keep your jaw soft. Relax through at the bottom. So take the bottom jaw away from the upper jaw. And unhinging in there. Let the throat open. Good. Now, consider bringing your legs in and threading your hands around the back of your right thigh. We can rock the legs a little bit from side to side, feeling for those areas of tightness or more resistance. Find where it feels like a good spot for you to hang out and breathe and just be in that deeper stretch for the left hip. We take a few moments here, rocking my head a little bit from side to side, keeping the back of the neck long. And then we can straighten the right leg up toward the ceiling here and do a little bit of pointing and flexing with the right foot. And also circling the foot at the ankle. Feel how this stretches the muscles through your calf and the front and sides of your shin. Go around in the other direction a bit here. Good. All right, and then let's just stay in this position here, right? We're gonna look at the legs and feel like they're sort of in tree pose with your left ankle crossed in front of that right thigh. These are pretty active in the legs here. Let's reach the arms up to the sky, and then the arms go back over the top of the head. Firm up through the belly, and let the legs begin to float down to the mat. Keeping the legs in that figure 4 position. The right leg goes down, the left leg is still in your external rotation. Big deep breath in, exhale, let it out, and then start to rotate over to your right so that you can come into twist. So that left leg just picks up and crosses over toward the right. Allowing your body to come into twist in any amount here that feels good for you. Let your breath flow as we do this. Maybe turning the head back to your left. And as you're ready, ease yourself into just lying on your back, both knees bending here. And we're going to cross the arms over the chest, cross and reach back like you're taking your shirt off. And let your arms sweep out to the sides and down. Do that again, cross the other arm on top. Imagine pulling your shirt off over the top of your head. And your arms come down. Do that again, cross and pull back. And let your arms reach to the sides and down. Here's our last one. Draw the arms back and around. Grab your knees into your chest. Try to pick up your head, neck, and shoulders here. Squeeze into a tight little ball. Right now, can you rock yourself here? If this hurts your back, I want you to skip it and rock yourself to the side instead. If this feels pretty good on your back, rock a few more times. Massage from tailbone to Tops of the shoulders, and then coming up into a seated position. I'm going to turn to face you. Sit crisscross with your legs. I'm going to scoot up just a moment and make sure I didn't miss anybody trying to check in here. Okay, I think we're good. For some reason, I have to still have to admit everybody into the into Zoom, and I've changed that setting a couple times, but I still have to admit people. All right, so we're sitting crisscross. Maybe you want to grab a blanket to sit up on as you do this. If your knees are very lifted, you might grab those blocks and take them to support the outer knees here. Hi, Chuck. I'll grab my blanket, refold it. Take your arms up over the top of the head here. So stretch the arms, reach up really tall. Reach your ribs away from your hips. Try not to flare the body out, but lift straight up. Let's interlace the fingers, turn the palms to the ceiling or to the sky. Good. Take another breath. Now you're going to take a twist toward your right. Okay, so revolve to the right. Spin with the belly here. Reach a little more with your left arm up to the sky. And then ease around. Let's drop the arms down for a moment. Shake out, roll out the arms and the shoulders. And then reach your arms back up again. Hi, Chuck. Interlace the weird way, so your other index finger will be in front and your thumb. Stretch up. Try not to flare your ribs. Lift straight up. Breathe. Now revolve to your left. Let your belly do the work here. Feel the intensity of the left side and right sides of your waist, working your oblique muscles here. Try to stretch up a little more through your right arm. And then we're going to let this go. We'll ease the arms down, roll out your shoulders a little bit, and in the other direction, shake them out a bit, and allow your legs to go out in front of you. Okay? Arms sweep up. We'll move ourselves into Dandasana here. Big toes touch if that's available for you. Stretch yourself up nice and long. And then bring the arms around and behind you. Lift and open the chest as you drop back into the hands. Looking up toward the ceiling here. Open the chest. Stretching through the pecs. Feel your back arching and contracting. Good. All right, let's roll up off of the fingertips. Sweep the arms forward and up. Take your twist to your right. You're going to just drop the right arm behind you and the left arm crosses toward the outside of your right leg. Breathe in and out. Now lean back into your right hand and sweep your left arm up to the sky. Lift and lean back a little bit here into your twist. Reach out through your legs. Good. Let's bring that top arm down. Let it help us pull back into center. Inhale the arms up for Dandasana here. Strong legs, strong back. Reaching arms. Now soften the jaw, level your chin. Take your twist to your left. Drop the arms down. So you got left hand behind you, right arm crosses to the outside of your left leg. Breathing in and out. Part of Rita Dandasana, this revolved staff pose. Let your left hand reach back a little bit. Lean back and then reach the right arm up to the sky. So we're just lengthening out the twist. Reaching through the feet, through the top of the head. Revolve and stretch through your right arm. And your top arm comes back down, pulling you back through the center. Sweep the arms up for Dandasana. And exhale the arms down and around. Good. Let's switch ourselves to all fours. You put your blocks up front here. Switching to all fours, blanket under the knees if you like that. And let's move ourselves into downward facing dog. We're going to focus on the calf muscles here. Okay? So press the palms
Lift yourself up to downward dog. Maybe open the feet a little bit wider here. And as you root into your hands, start to draw the heels toward the mat. And then let's just walk it out. Right heel presses a little more, and then left heel presses a little more. And switching this out, just walking out the dog, getting into those calf muscles, stretching through the Achilles tendon a little bit, and also working through the arches of the feet. Good, let's go again. Just walking out here. Let both heels lift high so you're up onto your toes. Tip the tailbone to the sky. Press to your hands and up through your hips. Both heels dropping toward the mat. Good. All right, soften the knees. Walk your hands back toward your feet to the back of the mat. Inhale here, bring the hands up onto the shins or the thighs and lengthen your spine. Think about your Dandasana that we did just prior to this. Soften your knees and try to fold a little bit more. Lay the belly toward the thighs. Let's come into half lift again, Ardha Uttanasana. Reach long from the tailbone to the top of the head, from the tailbone down into the feet. Now this time, lift the torso a little bit, bend the knees, circle the arms out and up. Sit your hips back to come into chair pose. Pull in the belly, draw the knees just slightly toward each other. Send your tailbone down toward the mat, pulling in the belly again here. All right, let's sit back a little deeper if that's possible. I'm gonna stay a little bit high in my chair today. Trying to stay out of the back a little bit. We're gonna come all the way up, rise up, and the palms come together and down into the heart center. So turning to face you, we are gonna come into tree pose here. We do a few balances as we work today. So allow maybe your right leg to be your standing leg. Gaze at something that's not moving, so it might not be me, because I'll probably be swaying. Go back to the external rotation. So left leg moves out to the side, and if your balance is challenged here, keep the ball of the foot down on the floor. Lift through the center, through the top of your head. Maybe open your arms for a little extra balance help. And the left foot then slides up the calf, up the inside of the calf, the shin. We can keep a low tree pose here, hips facing forward, chest and hips are stacked on top of each other, and perhaps the arms going up. Now you can always reach for that foot and draw it up into the inner thigh to take a bigger opening in your hips. And we'll breathe. Good. Try interlacing your fingers and turning your palms to the sky. So be a little bit more challenging with that bound posture for the hands. Woo, oh my goodness. Good. Drop it all down into Tadasana. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Soft knees. Hands come down to the thighs or the shins, maybe the floor. Inhale, lengthen out halfway. Exhale, deepen, soften your knees. Let's come all the way back up. And we'll take our tree pose on the other side. All right. So let your left leg be your standing leg. Right leg bends. Rotate it out to the side. Feel yourself using your external rotators here. And then we can take the arms out to the sides. Focusing the gaze. Slide the foot up the calf perhaps, or the ball of the foot stays down. Let your body just find this balance. You'll feel a little play in it. That's okay. Take the arms up, interlace the awkward way, turning the palms to the ceiling. Let the arms help you get longer. And of course, this is just option. You might have your arms in a different position. And that right foot might be higher up on the inner thigh. So Vrikshasana, tree pose. We'll take another breath. And then coming out, releasing everything down, back to Tadasana. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. I'm going to turn back toward the back of my mat here again. And as we fold forward, let's walk this out to downward facing dog. So take a breath and press the thighs back, heels back and down. Then inhale and come forward to the top of your push-up. Pull the belly in, push the floor away. Breathe in and out. Good, let's draw our right knee up behind the right wrist and swing the leg, the foot rather, up toward your left wrist. Drop your back knee down and inchworm back. So we're going toward pigeon, but just for a moment here, okay? Think about pulling in the belly, lengthening from the left foot out through the top of your head. And then bend your left knee. Draw the heel up toward the buttocks here. Let's take that left foot back down to the ground, tuck the toes. Start to pull the right leg back so that you move back into your plank position, okay? Downward facing dog as you exhale. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, press the heels toward the ground, and then float yourself into the top of your push-up again, okay? We're gonna bring our left knee up behind the left wrist, swing the left foot a little bit to the right, and drop the right knee. Inchworm your right leg back, so you're moving toward pigeon. Again, we're not gonna stay here for very long. Just a few breaths. I want you to go for that length through the back, the right foot and out through the top of your head. Think about bending that right knee, getting some stretch into the quad here. And then straighten it back out, tuck the toes, pull in the belly, move that left foot back in line next to the right, finding your plank pose. Now, knee plank or full plank, your option, taking it all the way down to the ground here. Let's stretch our arms back, rotate so the palms face down, squeeze your shoulders a little bit together, and reach long through your legs and through the top of your head. Think about your arms moving out to the sides like a T, and maybe the arms reaching over the top of the head. Sweep the arms back down by the body, lift the chest a little bit more. Let's do that again. Take the arms, flow them out to the sides, reach from the shoulders as you take your arms forward, and then all the way back by the sides of the body. Here's our last one. Sweep your arms forward, stay in control, take it slowly, and then all the way back with the arms. Bend the elbows here, drop the knees, tuck the toes, press yourself to all fours. Now gently untuck the toes and round your back here. Move through some cat and cow. Just get that blood flowing in there again. We're gonna make this pretty organic. So I want you to start to drop back toward child's pose. And then as you're coming up, you're rounding your back and moving into cow pose. We'll go back into child's pose. And then rounding up and moving into cat. Just be fluid as you float. Child's pose, all fours, moving in with cat and cow and child's pose. Just let your back be fluid. There's no right or wrong about this. Just allowing your body to flow through these three postures, cat, cow, and child's pose. All right, this is gonna be our last one. Let's come back up to all fours, and I want you to tuck the toes under. You might want a block to sit back on between your legs. Just see if that's something that you need. You're gonna walk your hands back a little bit and rotate your hands so the fingers face your knees, and you're opening up and stretching through the forearms. So I'm dropping my hips back toward my heels, which also opens up the feet. Stretching through the fronts or through the underside of your forearms. Ooh, that feels pretty good. All fingers pressing, all toes pressing. Now shift forward a little bit to come out of that. Let's turn the hands back around and then flip them over so that your palms are facing up, but your fingers are facing toward the head end of your mat. So stretch to the outer, or the tops rather, of your wrists. Weight is sitting back in your feet a little bit so it's not too intense in the hands. Let's flip the hands back over and then move yourself down to your forearms. So right now, I'm a little close with my elbows and my knees. I'm gonna back my knees up just a little bit so I can feel a little more intensity in the abdominals and interlace the fingers here for some more stability, okay? So we'll shift forward and back a few times here. Working into the shoulders and stretching through the undersides of the arms, engaging our core as we shift forward and back. Of course, you can do this with your legs straight, your knees off the ground for more intensity. All right, now, let's come toward a center place. Tuck your toes if you haven't already. Lift your hips and think about forearm dog. Walk the feet in just a little bit here. Press down and lift up strong through your back and through your hips. Let your heels begin to press toward the floor. Get into your calf muscles. Breathe. All right, you want a little bit more work, you can let your right leg lift up behind you. Press down, reach through that right leg. All right, let's release that foot down and switch. Take the left one up. Keep breathing and reaching. And then down, that leg goes. Let's back the feet up and come into a hover position. Your hover can be legs or knees down or legs straight. Breathe here. Good, last breath. Lower the knees. Walk back up onto your hands and do a couple rounds of cat-cow. Focus on your shoulders and your head and neck as we do this round of cat-cow. Getting some movement and ease in the shoulders as we do this. All right, so let's bring the blocks in underneath the hands here. Pull your right knee in toward your chest and step that right foot through. Tuck the back toes under then and lift the back leg off the ground. So come into your runner's lunge here. Take a couple of breaths. Good. Now left hand stays down maybe on the block. Right hand comes to your right waist. Revolve yourself to the right. Spin. Oh my gosh, my back just popped. That feels so good. So we're powerful through the left arm, the left leg. Bring that right hip, if it flares out to the side, bring the right hip straight back as you can. Keep opening up the chest. Take the top arm to the sky. Chuck, what are you doing, buddy? Where are you going? Wrap your top arm around behind you. Draw that top shoulder back. All right, now option, put the left knee back down on the ground and maybe bend that left knee. You might find that you're really close to grabbing onto the left foot. If that works for you, go for it. If not, don't worry about it. It's just option. Try not to dump into your left shoulder. Stay long and lifted. Opening up, breathing, twisting. Good. Okay, we're gonna undo. Take your time. Bring it back down. Tuck the back toes under. Find your runner's lunge again. And step yourself forward. Step up to the front. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Circle out your arms. Sit your hips back. Visit your chair pose for a moment. Pull in the belly, anchor the tail, drop into Utkatasana, come all the way up, And exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale and fold. Now let's keep our right foot where it is. Take your left foot back. Take your right foot back. Hold your plank. You might be on top of your blocks like I am. And then downward facing dog. You can keep the blocks or you can get rid of them. Drop the heels toward the mat. Stretch your body nice and long. Good. All right, and then we will come down to the knees. And we're going to take our left knee up between the blocks here. Tuck the back toes under. We'll find our way into our runner's lunge. Breathe here. Coming into twist. Leave our right hand down, maybe on the block. Left hand goes to your left waist. And pull your left shoulder back to rotate and open yourself into your twist. So you're very strong in your right arm and your right leg. Notice if your left hip flares out to the side a lot, keep pulling it straight back as you rotate. You can take that left arm to the sky. We can also take our left arm, wrap it around behind, and then the option of lowering the right knee back down to the ground. And try bending your right knee. You might find that you're really close to your right foot. You could grab on for that extra quad stretch. Try not to dump into your right shoulder. Stay lifted up out of your center, broadening your chest, breathing. Good, we'll close it back down when you're ready. Think about stepping or coming into your runner's lunge first and then stepping forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, deepen. Circle the arms out. Come to chair pose, Utkatasana. Nice big breath in here, nailing that posture, that shape, and lift all the way up. Palms come together and down and into the center. Nice work, everybody. So let's work on a little bit more balance here. We did tree pose before, and you're welcome to do that again. Otherwise, we're going to drop into something a little deeper for the hips. Bring your palms together at your heart center. Bend both of your knees like you're coming into chair pose. Then stand on that right leg and let your left knee bend. Try bringing it up and crossing the ankle on top of the thigh. And as you can, you'll sit into this deeper. So it's like a one-legged chair pose. Move the tailbone toward the ground. Reach through your chest and your heart. Soften your face and your jaw. Breathing here. Good. When you're ready, come up, stretch all the way up, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Maybe look up to the sky and the palms come down into the center. Bend the knees a little bit, try the other side. So you'll let your right knee bend. Can you bring it up and cross the ankle on top of the thigh? Option for tree pose here instead. And then we just anchor down into this. We just move into that seated position a little bit more. Breathing, shoulders are down. Steady yourself here. Ooh, one-legged chair pose. Utkatasana, Ekapada Utkatasana. All right, ready to come out? Stretch it all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana, the hands are reaching up over the top of the head. Maybe look up a little bit here, and then let your arms release out. Good. We're going to take a wider position for the feet, about mat distance here, and roll your shoulders back. Now, option, hands go to the hips, and keep pulling the elbows back and opening up your chest. Second option would be to interlace your fingers, keep pulling the elbows back, and maybe straightening your arms. That's pretty intense for my left shoulder, so I'm just gonna take the modification of hands on the hips. That feels better. I'm gonna inhale and lift ourselves through the chest and up through the face, and then start to fold forward. Take it to that half position. Turn your heels out slightly. Lower yourself down. Keep drawing your elbows back, your arms back. Drop the head. Breathe. So the chest is open as we fold. Then we're going to lift up just enough that we can let the hands go and drop them down toward the floor here. Turn the head a little side to side. Nod the head a little bit, front to back. Holding ourselves here in Uttanasana. Let the back fill and spread with your breath. Good. Now, inhale here, start to come up about halfway. I'm actually going to turn myself back to the side again and take the blocks up on their highest value here, okay? So we're going to work the feet, the hips, the knees a little bit. I want you to inhale, lengthen, turn the knees and toes outward, and try to drop your hips down into a squat. Your heels might lift, and that would be great. They might stay down, that would be good too, as long as you feel steady and pretty comfortable. Straighten your legs, turn your feet and your knees forward, fold forward. Now let's flow it with the breath here. So we inhale, half lift, drop the hips down, knees and toes are turned out. Inhale, go up tall, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, turn out the legs, drop into the hips. Inhale, lengthen the legs, spinning the feet parallel, and fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, drop into the hips. Inhale, come up tall, and fold forward. Let's take this one more time. Lengthen out, turn out the knees and toes, drop into your hips, and then press the legs towards straight, parallel. Exhale, fold. Now soft knees, sweep out the arms, come all the way up to the top, and exhale the hands into the center. Good. Turn yourself the sideways, the long way on your mat, and I'm going to put one block back at each corner, the back corners of the mat. Open the legs wide here, and then stretch the arms out to the sides also. Turn your feet and your femurs to the right. Let your right knee bend just above the ankles. We'll bring ourselves into warrior two. Shoulders relax. Good. Try letting your arms come down and cross and hug. It doesn't matter which arm is on top. Breathe here. The elbows are pointing down toward the ground. Now sweep the arms out and all the way up. Can you bend your elbows and grab onto opposite elbows here? Go taller and longer in the body. Holding your warrior two legs. Good. Let's open up the arms. Look out towards your right. Straighten your right leg and begin to reach out here and take yourself into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So stretch the top arm up to the sky. Keep breathing and grounding. Right, so option to come into half moon here. This is a half moon weekend. If you were at the park with me yesterday, we did half moon. So I'm actually going to step my right foot back a little bit just for camera purposes. The block moves a little forward and offset from the right pinky toe. We'll take the weight into the right leg and the left leg lifts. I'll try to straighten both legs. Balancing, rotating open, lifting the top arm to the sky. And adding our variation here, bending the top leg and reaching the hand back, maybe grabbing the foot or the ankle. For Ardha Chandrasana Chapasana. As you're ready, open yourself back to half moon. Try to come back to triangle pose. It's a tricky transition there. Then let that right knee bend, come back up to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, turn the feet. You can hop together or step together. Inhale, take the arms up tall. And release the arms back down. Good, let's take side two. So we'll go into our wide position here. And let your arms reach out to the sides. Turn the femurs and the feet to the left. Bend your left knee above that ankle. So coming into Virabhadrasana 2 first. We're going to swing the arms down, cross and hug here, wrapping around. Again, it doesn't really matter which arm is on top, but I can tell that I've got my other arm on top from the other side. See if you can figure that out for yourself. Belly is in, lift through the crown of your head. Elbows are pointing down a little bit here. Good, now let's sweep the arms out and up. Can you grab the opposite elbows and lengthen up through your triceps, through your upper arms. Let's go another breath. And then we'll open the arms back out, warrior two. Straighten your left leg. Reach out long, tip it to triangle pose, and the top arm goes toward the sky. Breathe. Good. You're welcome to take this into half moon then, and adding that Chapasana in there. I want you to take your time. So your top arm comes down, you're gonna look down, and again, for camera purposes, I'm actually stepping back with my left foot. And then trying to bring the weight centered over that left foot as I lift the right leg. Straightening both legs as much as possible. Getting the balance, focusing, breathing, rotating open. Maybe adding that Chapasana in so that the top leg bends. And we reach back with the top arm. Grab the foot or the ankle. Give it some expression here. Ardha Chandrasana Chapasana. Hopefully there's a smile on your face. All right, let's open it back up to half moon. Try to transition to Trikonasana, triangle. And then let that front knee bend. Bring yourself back up to Virabhadrasana 2, straighten the front leg, parallel your feet, and let's fold in here for Prasarita Padottanasana. Lengthen your spine, fold deeper. Good, let's add our twisting in, okay? So come up, leave your left hand down, let your right arm go up into twist. And then release that top arm down. Let's just switch. Open into your twist the other way. Good. Take that one more time in both directions. Left hand down, right arm goes up. You can keep wrapping it around behind you if that feels good. And then release it back down. And we'll take our twist the other way. Right hand is down, left arm goes up. You can keep wrapping it around behind you. And then all the way up. And back down. Good. Let's lengthen the spine here. Take yourself to the head end of your mat by coming into a low lunge. Drop your back knee. Pull the front leg back in line with the other. Using the blocks or not. We're going to go a little cat-cow here. Ooh, that feels good. Open it up. And then drop the hips back toward the heels. Move those blocks out of the way. Shift ourselves forward and down to the belly. Let your forearms rest under your forehead. Breathe into your back. You could also bend the knees here and rock a little. Reverse windshield wipers. Bring yourself into center. Walk the knees in a little bit closer. Option to reach back and grab one or both of your feet. If that doesn't work, you can't quite reach, that's okay. You could just move in the direction of grabbing. You don't actually have to grab, right? But it might be right there for you where you could get both feet or do one at a time. Press the feet into the hands, open yourself up a little bit for Dhanurasana, bow pose. Take as many breaths here as you like. I'm going to ease mine down just so I don't challenge my back too much. Switch sides if you're doing one leg. And take as many breaths there as you need to be even. Letting go when you're ready. We're going to take ourselves just to our backs. Okay, so ease through. Just rotate over. Ooh, and down you go onto your back. Let your breath flow here. Big inhale. Long, steady exhale. Feel your belly rise with your inhale and fall with your exhale. Keep the back of your neck long. Now, widen the feet toward the edges. Drop your knees toward each other. This easy sort of TP position here for the legs. This may be where you want to rest, or we can walk the feet in a little bit closer. Cross your right leg over your left, so way over, and then maybe draw your knees into your chest. So your feet actually move away from each other out toward opposite sides. Breathing, lengthening through our side waist, through the back of the neck. Hug the legs in here. Let's take a few more breaths. Relax your shoulders, relax your throat. Ease the hands away from the legs. Let the feet come back down, uncross. Again, remember you have the option of just being in your TP position here where the knees fall together, the feet are a little bit wide. Or take side two, feet come a little closer, cross the left leg over the right, and bring the legs into you. So as you hug your knees in, your feet actually stretch apart, going in opposite directions. Shoulders relax, throat relaxes, back of the neck is long. When you're ready, you feel like it's even with the other side. Ease your legs down, arms down, uncross. And any other last bits of movement that you want to do here. I'm actually doing a couple rounds of windshield wipers myself. You could do a twist, you could do a bridge pose, or even a shoulder stand, or supporting yourself with your blocks. So you can take a quick inversion with the blocks underneath your hips. Whatever you decide, know that you're not locked in. You can change your position if you would like to. You could go ahead into Shavasana. And take a few moments in your bridge or your twist or your legs up, whatever's working out for you here. So feel how you're coming toward the end of your practice and how we've moved from our standing poses down to the floor, closer to the floor, closer to the earth. Gentle smile. The softness to the outer body, the inner body. Take the time that you would like here. Eventually working your way into a position for Shavasana. Taking any amount of support, if you've got a bolster, or you want to put your blocks under your shins or anything like that. Stretch the body out and come into your resting pose. So following your breath in through the nose, gently down into the body. The breath moves into every space of the body without you having to think about it or direct it. Just let it flow in and out. Easing the body closer to the earth. Can you surrender? Surrender the bones and the tissues. Still a lightness and lift around the heart space. Every breath massages the heart and creates a ripple effect of vibration, healing and soothing the body. Feel your breath moving in and out through the nose, expanding gently in the rib cage, releasing out.
maybe let your breath get a little bit deeper. Starting little movements with your fingers and your toes. Moving at your ankles and your wrists. Eventually working your way onto your side. Taking your time, moving, shifting, working your way to a seated position, no rush. As you come to your seated posture, let the body become still. Focus in on the connection of your breath to the body, the mind to the body, and the heart to the body. Sit in ease here in Sukhasana. Feel the flow of your breath. And take your hands up to your heart center. Bow the head to the heart. And as we move out of our practice, take a moment here before we leave and set an intention for yourself or focus for yourself. Something that brings positivity in, grounding and steadiness, happiness. The light within me virtually sees and honors the light within each of you. Thank you for being here today with me and sharing your practice. Namaste.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you. Thanks for sticking it out through my technical issues. Oh,
No problem.
such a pain.
That was a fantastic class.
Good. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Yeah. And little Chuck is still hanging out over here too. He's been a
He
good
was
boy.
so cute. He
He's
was so
still
cute
sleeping.
when you were sitting there. He was just gazing at you.
Oh. Thanks, ladies. Thanks for sticking
Thank
it out.
you.
And I apologize for running over and all that stuff, but
That's okay.
hopefully that
No
doesn't mess up
problem.
your schedule too bad.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I'm going to work on my technical issues today. Fun. All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.